Hello, everybody. My name is Frigid Hyperion, and after 3 weeks of a hiatus, we are back to playing the Wilds of Wildemount campaign. We are coming back into session 35 today, and playing today is myself playing as Moonzik, Lily playing as Windchime, Dawn playing as Soren, Rocky playing as Edward, and Kale playing as Brine. And as always, Emily is our lovely dungeon master. Take it away.
Today we're going to be having Dawn do our recap. Whenever you're ready.
All right. The recap begins at the end of a drinking game. Anemo disappearing into the night during a full moon, as to not hurt his party once again. As the rest of us begin heading towards Port Zune, making a quick stop to rest, Moonzik and Soren go foraging in search of everything in the area. Soren finding some good things as Moonzik climbs a tree to get a view. Unbeknownst to him, Soren sits above him, trying and failing to get his attention. Both are greeted by rolling hills at the far side of the forest on the way to Port Zune. As they continue their trek, they come across a river and a bridge across it, a house lying in a cove alongside. They meet a friendly otterfolk, who greets us with fishing rods and gear, which the party graciously accepts, spreading a competition between all of us. With Soren winning the competition, pulling up an entire armor set, with a few unpopular opinions to follow the victory, night begins to fall, and the party declines the invitation to stay in the otterfolk's lovely cabin, and instead decides to stay at the campsite up on top of the hill. And that, I believe, is where it leaves us off, as night begins to fall.
Very nice. You all decide to make camp not too far away from the bridge. There was a previous location on the same side of the river as the otter folks' home. You can see it right about here. We are going to go into our watches to start off the night. How would we like to set up camp?
Soren,
I'll go last watch.
would you like to do first watch with me?
Sure, I wouldn't mind.
I'll totally take last watch with you, Windchime, if you want. Or I can take, second. That's okay, too. It's not a big deal.
I mean, if you want to, I didn't know. I always thought you wanted to sleep through the night.
I mean, I do need my sleep. I can't deny that. But, I figure I should probably pull my weight around here.
I know, that would be great.
Cheem chimes in. Plus, it'd be quite lovely for you two to see a sunrise together, I think.
Aww.
You see, here kind of pushes her hair behind her ear. Yeah, that would be kind of cute. Or whatever. Not that I care. She's actively blushing.
That will be so beautiful. Oh my goodness. The
What a
morning
beautiful
sun
red color you're
will
turning.
be beautiful. And then it'll make your hair shiny.
Yeah, all of that. Anyway, I'm gonna go set up our tent. Okay.
I suppose it leaves you and me to tend to the second watch, Edward.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking second watch.
That's good.
Before bedding down for the rest of the night, you do have a bit of time to meander about, explore, forage, fish, now that you have all of that wonderful fishing equipment as well.
We also have. Did we already eat at?
Basically,
We did eat
Yeah.
at the Autofolk. Okay.
Yeah.
We just stopped before we went on our long rest. So,
Moonsick will just go out and forage for some firewood, and set up the fire.
Okay.
late night fishing, if we set up our rods, we could probably try and catch something big while the night starts to go on. Predators more active and all that.
Actually, I do have something, if we have the time, I'd love to do. Seems like a peaceful place.
Yeah?
I've been putting this off for a little too long. Soren's gonna pull out the Boots of Swiftness.
Tuning to the boots of swiftness?
Or flying. Boots
Winged boots?
Winged boots. Fine. Winged boots.
Wait a second.
I don't know.
Wait a second. Have you been holding out on us?
We've used these boots before, Dawn.
The winged boots. Winged boots.
Oh, that's
Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Just for kicks and giggles, can you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh no.
For
Yeah.
me.
For kicks
Yes.
and giggles, she says.
I want to establish this. It kind of makes sense for the dexterity saving throw because he wants to sit on a rock either below or above the waterfall. You said saving throw?
Yep. Okay.
Yikes.
So as you spend the next hour or so, figuring out how these boots work and adjusting from them to your feet, and slowly, from the top of the waterfall, maybe here, you find yourself a rock to balance on. Hopefully, with the fear of falling in acting in your favor. It's
Fear.
definitely a kind of a silly sight as you struggle to keep your balance with your hands outstretched before you, teetering, suddenly jerky movements as you are learning and adjusting to these boots. Though it doesn't take you too terribly long before you are able to hover fairly gracefully from your perch. You think you just might be able to make your way out across the river, over the falls.
Oh, is that my cue to say I'm gonna do it?
You can do whatever you want to do.
I would like to walk across the falls from one side to the other.
So, with a little bit of practice underfoot, quite literally, you take a small but hesitant step forward before your foot plunges in the water, and you have a bit of a realization that these are boots of flying, not walking on thin air. You just have to will them forward versus walking forward. But with a little bit of a wet foot, you figure it out and are able to make your way across the river. Slowly, over the course of the next hour, you find yourself pretty solid in your experience, and are now able to basically move freely throughout the air with not even a mere thought, just the inclination to do so. Right, now
I think
it
I'm getting
seems
the hang
you-
of these.
What?
What did you say?
Oh, I said, I think I'm getting the hang of these.
Oh. Well. Do the wings still work when they're wet like that?
Why don't we find out? He's gonna jump in the water.
Okay, you jump into the water.
Below the waterfall, please.
Below the waterfall?
Yes.
So
Smart
jumping
decisions have been made.
jumping
Huzzah.
in jumping into the river beneath the waterfall. You find they definitely don't work as well because technically with the pull of the water your movement is reduced by half unless you are wearing the mariner's armor. Are you?
Which I am, yes.
I didn't
Then
figure they would
you-
work underwater.
Then you're able to move just as normal, as if you were on land. You feel this armor feels pretty natural in the water. How much work the boots themselves are doing versus the armor is hard to say, but you do feel propelled in a sort of way. If you don't want to kick your legs, you definitely don't have to. You do notice something, though, Soren. There seems to be a small inlet at the base of the waterfall, right about here.
Can I peer into it?
Appears to be dark, but you definitely see a bit of water making its way in.
Can I light it up with dancing lights?
It appears to be a long tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnels through the mountain.
Through the waterfall.
Hey, I think I found something. Do you guys want to investigate it with me? Cause I'm very interested.
It's pretty close to nightfall.
What did you find?
He flies
Oh.
back up over the cliff face. Both of his arms resting on the cliff face, his feet kind of dangling below.
That is accurate. Oh, just a little hole in the wall. Let's see if we can fit, eh?
Oh god. What are you getting us into? There's not that much time before night, but sure, why not?
Oh, come on.
She's gonna dive into the water.
Wait, aren't you just a little bit curious as to what he's referring to when he says hole in the wall? Like, what do you think's in there? Nobody.
Last time we went
Well,
in
let's
the
go
hole
find
before
out. We're on an adventure, aren't we?
I almost got eaten by a giant slug.
You didn't almost get eaten.
I was in its mouth.
Are we sure we want to go
It-
this close to nighttime?
Look, it was a land octopus. It wasn't a slug.
I don't remember, but it felt really slimy, okay? Creatures, monsters
Duly
live in
noted.
those
Duly
caves.
noted.
Are we sure we want to go this close to nighttime?
Do you think it makes a difference?
I mean,
What's the problem?
it depends on how long we're in there. If we spend too long, it'll be morning and we won't have gotten any sleep.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not tired. Did anybody
not
else do
either.
anything today?
That's because you're an elf. Of course, you mustn't forget your elvish lineage. Demands.
I have not expended any issues. I still get fatigued. Just don't sleep. There's a difference.
It sounds to me like you're scared.
Of course not.
Literally, no one here sounds like they're scared.
I was going to suggest that we go and investigate them in the morning.
Oh, but that's no fun.
I'm
It'll
sure
be
we-
just the same amount of fun.
It's likely the better alternative.
I am to a certain degree worried about our timeline. If we just wait and do it tomorrow, we're guaranteeing another day of travel. If we do it tonight, worst case scenario, we have another day of travel. Best case scenario, we get it done, we go for a rest, Why not just do it tonight?
All right.
Okay, I guess this is happening. We're gonna go in the cave.
If
Remember
Sounds.
to-
You sound so
Re-
dejected when
Go
you
ahead.
say that.
if it makes you feel any better, Windchime, I'll stick close to you so nothing tries to eat you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Just remember to keep your eyes open, guys, and look around.
Moonsick grabs Ghost Eye and looks right at Windchime. You mean like this?
Exactly like that.
You look terrifying with that in your hand.
Good.
I'm never going to get used to those whited out eyeballs every time.
Right?
They're a good.
So you see,
They're a good intimidation trick.
you see Nahiri sitting on a log that is nearby the fire that Moonzik has or Cheem has lit, and she says she takes a sip of tea, and she says, "Well, like, you guys go on ahead. I'll stay here and watch the horses. I mean, great murder god dynamite could use the TLC."
All right, we won't be too long. Hopefully.
Shit,
Or
what the
we'll be
hell did I
back
name my horse
Before you
again?
even know it.
Xanadu.
Yeah, that's the one.
How are you guys entering this
That is
area?
the question
I am
was about to ask.
swimming in.
I would like to walk on the ceiling.
Oh my God.
That is not how flying boots
not
work,
how
but
the
okay.
But you can float, fly.
So there's a
Uh,
cave
Otherwise,
through
the
a
rest of us
waterfall,
could
right?
come down by the outer folks' house and then like tread water upriver until we get to the inlet.
you could.
This is a cave near the waterfall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right. Right here.
Well, I mean, I very much dread the thought of getting soaked for no justifiable reason, but what the hell? Edward is just gonna dive into the water and try to just get through, through the waterfall and get
There's a
soaked.
waterfall.
No.
So do you?
Or
It's like it's not past the waterfall. It's like down river, just a smidge from it.
okay, never mind.
Right here. See where I'm pinging?
Where?
On the map?
You see
Okay,
the pink circle?
pink circle. My bad. I had my character sheet open up. It was over the map, so yeah.
Asks where with his character sheet open.
Blocking the entire cave.
Well, I mean, I don't suppose anyone here has water walk.
Nope. Just a swim speed.
Believe me,
Not
Edward,
prepared.
I'm not a big fan of getting these robes wet, but I'm willing to go with at least.
It'd have been nice to have a name of Levitate.
True. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah. Alright. Head into the spooky, scary cave.
Wait, I do have levitate.
Something about adventure. I don't know. Let's get going.
Hey, Moonsick, you want to float across?
Do you want to use a spell slot doing that? We can just go down river and swim up.
Yeah, true. But floating's more fun, don't you agree?
If you want to use your powers like that, sure, let's go for it.
Brian's like
Already there.
by the cave. Yeah.
I assume,
I cast levitate.
okay. You cast levitate, and levitate, you said Gene, music?
Yep.
Into the cave. The rest of you are stuck with swimming, unless you have other ideas. As those who are swimming, it take a bit longer upstream in water, but eventually do make it to the entrance.
Perception.
As perception check, roll me a perception check.
In the darkness.
Pseudo-mandatory perception check. Ooh.
Pseudo.
It's pretty dark in here, and
That's a
you notice that it's hard to make out anything distinguishable up ahead. It just looks like a fairly windy cavern.
Can I make
Secret tunnel with nothing in it.
Windchime, you notice that the walls here are pretty narrow,
All right.
but definitely enough to fit people.
Are they
Oh,
wet?
Are we all rolling?
I guess so. It's fine. Moonzik, as you enter,
Fuck off. God damn it. Every time.
Moonzik, as you enter, you have kind of a realization that that there's nothing particularly audible. No hints of creature or beings inside that you can hear. Besides the dripping of a moist cavern.
Give me all the
Soren, you, as you kind of like run your hands across the walls, they're the bits of moss kind of clinging to your fingers. You notice that this particular entrance to wherever it is you're going is not used very often. And appears to be mostly forgotten. Nonetheless, you trek further and further in. You spend maybe 45 or so minutes walking, just about ready to give up, having as the water kind of thins out, and the walls of it kind of start to widen just a bit, allowing you access to walk along the edge, getting your feet out of the water. It's then, Soren, that you hear something from up ahead. Is it a... Oops. What I wanted to do. Is that the clinking of glasses?
What?
The clanking of glasses. Or silverware?
You think
You have a
someone-
realization, Soren, that there appears to be somebody up ahead. Or somebody's.
So I'm above the water, correct?
Yeah.
I would like to move a little bit faster than the party and try and peek out around to try and see what it is. Quietly, of course.
Is the rest of the party being stealthy?
Can I motion to them to quiet down?
I'm gonna signal to you if you're motioning to quiet down. To come to me.
Wind chime is being so quiet.
So quiet.
Edward is being so quiet, mostly because he's not making any noise by walking, because he's not walking.
I'm gonna
figured.
tiptoe on the
Moonsick is
water.
always quiet.
I wonder why.
Not because I'm a rogue
So-
or anything.
No, of course not, Soren's gonna tiptoe on the water back towards Brian.
I can
Okay.
keep pace, and I can make both of us invisible if you want.
Oh, I was just going to peer around the corner. Just take a quick peek, see what
Do you want the
there
buff or
is.
not? Or do you want me to hold it?
I would hold it. We might
All
need
right.
it later.
Alright.
And then I would like to peek around the wall.
You make your way, and you heard this well before most people would be able to. So as you kind of float and fly just above the water, very quietly, please make me a stealth check. Because you're not in the water or even walking at all, you can do so at advantage. Okay.
Okay.
You make your way into a
Ian.
you make your way into an area here. I will show you. This is only you, by the way.
Oh, where am I?
You're here.
Okay, cool.
And as you peer up over the side of this ladder here, you get a view into what appears to be some sort of hideout. And there is there appears to be a man who is cooking. He grabs a plate from the table that he was working at and begins to turn and makes direct eye contact with you as he turns with his loaf of unbaked bread towards the oven. You can do one thing.
Okay, I'm gonna need it to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Oh.
Spelled DC of 15.
That was not supposed to be an advantage, so it fails.
Okay, I charm person.
You charm person. You see his face kind of he makes eye contact, his eyes go glassy for a second before coming back into focus as a big smile erupts on his face, and he begins to balance the tray with the unbaked bread on it to give you a wave.
Can I? He can hear me from where he is, right? If I were to whisper.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell him to continue what he's doing?
Yeah, say it.
Continue what you're doing, like I'm never here.
He gives you like a wink as he elongates his mouth and like puts his hand that he just used to wave at you in an OK symbol. As he goes back to cooking. You see, every time he turns to go back and forth between the different tables, he kind of looks at you, another wink, and then goes back every time without fail.
What's his charisma stat?
It lasts an hour. He's like filling the tables, right? Or what is he doing?
He's
just going back and
cooking.
forth?
Yeah, he's cooking. You see, like, you know, he's reaching for flour and sugar and things.
I
He's
will
just
remind-
going back and forth.
I just want to remind Soren that this is not mind control. He's just friendly.
I know.
He just doesn't regard you as hostile.
As a friendly acquaintance.
I'm going to motion for him to come to me. Kind of give him like the little finger, come here.
Okay. You see, he clambers himself. He kind of sets his stuff down, wipes off his hands, gives you a big smile as he walks up, and he says to you, "Fancy seeing you in a place like this."
Yes. Can you keep it down, please?
Certainly,
Who
certainly.
exactly are you? I'm sorry. My mind's a little foggy.
Oh, me? I'm. My name is Gregory. It's okay. I've got a name that is easy to forget. I can't help but wonder how you got in here. I mean, it's not like it's that obvious of a location.
Oh, I was just exploring and I happened to come across this place. Here, why don't you follow me? I can show you where I came from.
Oh yeah? Well, we'll have to probably put in a few doors. We can't have just anybody wandering in here.
Yeah, that is a good point. Hey, maybe I can help you with that.
Okay, yeah. Lead the way.
I'm gonna bring him back to the party.
Okay. You see coming from around the corner,
Are we all still in the water?
you guys are like on the wall side.
Okay.
Yeah, like in the tunnel leading to. And you see a kind of gruff man, like with a big old smile on his face, and his hair that kind of is cut short, but kind of comes up into a pink peak right at the top of his head. His vest red in hue. You'd say normally he looks like he'd probably be a pretty hard man, with his big bulging muscles, but that smile that's plastered on his face, as he whispers to Soren. So was it about here? I'm sorry, these caverns do get a little confusing sometimes.
Oh, hi,
Just
Soren.
a little bit further. Oh, hello. Why don't you meet my friends?
Your
Everyone.
friends?
That's just fun. Everyone, this is Gregory, my old acquaintance.
Old acquaintance, how long have you known him for?
Soren's gonna give him like an awkward smile, like kind of
How
telling
long's
him
it
he doesn't know
been?
what he's doing.
I can't quite put my finger on it. So weird.
Yes, it has been a while.
Anyway, what is an old friend of yours doing here in the middle of a weird cave? Actually, I'm sorry, I should stop asking him the questions and start asking you the questions, I assume. Where are we?
Well, I think I probably ought to ask you that question. Nobody is supposed to know where this is. You see a growing look of suspicion on his face.
Oh no.
Oh, you don't remember telling me? Remember back when we used to hang out?
You were not.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this once.
Did I mention this once? I don't remember that.
Soren's gonna give a very concerned look to the party with his back turned to him.
Is this like a super secret?
Does he have amnesia or something? He seems kind of confused.
I think
Do we have to
I think you guys better leave.
Can I just mouth to Soren, be honest?
I mean, sorry, you can.
He's gonna
Soren
squint
weak-lips.
really hard for a second. He's under a spell.
I am? I am?
No. I didn't say that.
I'm. He turns and runs.
Didn't you guys pick up on signals?
What signals? My
Were you
dude
not
is right
running
here in
away?
my face,
I'm confused.
He has
Jarvis
turned the
doesn't do
corner.
shit.
You hear shouting from up ahead.
Oh my god.
The concerned look.
The concerned
Nothing.
look! I have no idea what your plan was.
Well, this is our problem to deal with now, I guess.
We just say we got lost. Ask him a few friendly questions like, hey, we got lost. Wondering where this is. Wondering if we should be here. He says no. We say thank you for your time.
I mean, my question is how you thought convincing him that you met him would work. He clearly is so confused. He doesn't seem to ever have seen you before.
There is
are aware
a
that
rush
some
of
person-
activity from up ahead in the cavern.
Look, just everybody go back down the river. We don't have to fuck with this.
I agree.
I agree as well. This was
Yeah,
a rather horrible blunder.
Okay,
Alright.
hold on. We're gonna have to. Far too much time has passed.
We should head back.
Frankly, I did not have a map prepared for the in between part of this. So
Wait.
give me just.
Hold on. A map implies possible combat. Are we fucked?
No. What could have gave you that idea?
It's plot twist. He's actually a level 20 retired adventurer who.
Plot twist. He's actually my dad. Boogie woogie woogie.
My dude walked into the kitchen of his secret hideout and was like, yo, let me give away the location of all my friends.
Basically.
I was trying my best.
We're
Okay?
gonna reuse a map here.
The bugbear.
As there, let me look because I have to count
Oh, this
now.
is the.
When I'm having flashbacks? Okay.
It's the only one I have on hand.
It's good
It's
enough.
the
We'll make
Yep.
it work.
Also,
Wait.
time almost died.
As
Wait, are you guys seeing a map?
we.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
separate.
Oh, I'm separate. Wow. Flashbacks. Oh no.
Yeah.
As you see a few armed folks rushing back in this direction, all led by Gregory.
Buddy.
Soren, that's.
You see he draws his you see he has a light crossbow aimed at you.
Whoa,
I guess
whoa, whoa,
we're
whoa, whoa,
doing
whoa, whoa,
this.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, hey, all of you, we genuinely have no idea what we're involved with, and we can just leave. This does not have to be a thing.
You see this man here pipes up and says, you bet that you guys don't know what you're involved with. I need everybody to
Is this the myriad? This is the myriad.
roll me advantage.
Advantage?
Advantage.
Initiative.
Hell
Initiative.
yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Okay, 21.
Oh, hell. God damn it.
Y'all bad at signals.
What were we supposed to do with
Soren,
that?
you're bad at reading the fucking room.
Okay. With that, top of the initiative is Brian. This is not a surprise round.
No.
No, it's
No,
Edward.
it's Edward.
That's
Me.
Edward.
Oh, I have previously saved stuff in here.
Oh, no.
So you'll need to tell me what you see.
Well,
What's the order?
Edward
now.
just got deleted off of
Yeah.
being first in order, so he needs to go back.
Fuck.
And he had a 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21.
We could all just re-roll initiative.
No,
if
it's
we
okay.
Yeah, I'll
do
just
everything.
reroll initiative. It's okay.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna manually
Oh.
put it back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 15. I'll take it.
Oh my god.
You're getting your 23, I imagine. Just
Yes.
cool it.
No,
21.
Just cool it.
You said 23.
Yep.
I did not get it.
You rolled a 23.
Okay.
You rolled a 21.
I think
Yeah,
it
you
was
rolled a
21.
21.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
21.
Yeah. Either way, it's top of the initiative order.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is why is it? It's because he re-rolled.
Yep.
Yeah, I did
Ah.
select my token and roll, so
I understand, but now it's not.
yeah. I don't mind getting the 13 or whatever it is.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just
Okay, so
so Edward.
then it's the bandana guy with 19.
Okay.
Then it's the girl with the 2 axes at 18. And then it's Brian.
And then it's me.
Then it's Brian at 16. And
Oh,
Soren at 16.
what's your dex? What's your dex?
I'm +4.
Damn it.
Soren.
Soren at 16. And then it's the guy with the shoulder pad at 13. And then
And Moonsick.
and Moonsick at 10. And then it's the guy with the black beard at 7. Then it's Gregory at 5 and Windchime at 4.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Top of the initiative is Edward.
I'm going to first off back up so that I'm behind the safety of my trusted comrades that
Of
will
course.
keep me safe. And then I'm going to calmly say, while looking at Gregory and, because he seems to be the leader. Okay, everybody, stay calm. Don't make a move. Let's just talk about this.
Just
And I am going to hold an action to cast Fireball in case they do something hostile or, in case they do, something hostile or try to, move or run away or run towards us or anything. Any sudden movements,
We don't want to cast Fireball if they run away.
Okay, yeah, not if they run away, but you know what I mean. Like, sudden movements and,
Hostile.
aggressive
Yep,
hostile.
I get you.
That is going to be my turn.
Please remove that spell slot.
Yep.
It is this bandit's turn. You see, there is a moment where he glances not at Gregory, but at this man with the padding on. Before he rushes forward to
as soon as he moves the single tile, the fireball would hit him, so he'd still be in the range of the fireball.
Yeah, I specified, if he comes towards us, right?
Absolutely. So we'll start.
So-
He was here.
Fireball right here. That's 8.
How many squares is that?
He'll hit all of them.
20-foot radius, so 4 squares. Well, technically, it's
Yeah,
let me
he
just
hits
link it.
all of them.
He hits all of
It's
them.
all of them.
If anything, he has to be worried about hitting Soren.
Yeah, Fireball's range is huge. It's 20-foot radius, so it's actually 40 feet across.
Yeah.
Like, you
If he
have
was
no
a,
idea.
if he was a,
Yeah. They move forward, and that's what happens.
Fireball is overpowered. I just want to say, deck save.
If he was a foot, if he was a tile closer to us, he would have grazed Soren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have chosen
So
death.
they all need to make a dexterity save.
Yep.
Nope.
Overkill.
Okay, that's a nat 20.
We're just taking the first ones. I haven't fixed it yet.
Okay.
I have to do it for each one.
Still a nat 20.
Well, that's still half damage.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Half damage.
That passes.
Well, no matter what, this is taking a chunk out of them.
That passes.
Not damage.
Every single
Jesus.
one of them
Still 46
pass.
on 5 targets. That's not bad. Okay, come on, fail. please.
Pass.
I'm just
That
rolling
fails.
Is
really
it
well.
auto ordering the higher die?
No,
It
it
kinda
shouldn't.
looks
There's
like
nothing I
it
can.
is.
There's nothing I can do to make it do that.
Okay.
You can turn off the advantage.
I could, and I will, but I have to do it
Yeah.
for each one of these guys individually.
Okay, yeah,
So-
clearly it's not.
That one
So.
fails. It's not auto ordering. It's RNG.
Okay, so the
Oh, one of them
woman,
failed.
she fails.
That was a good.
So she takes 36 damage.
Yep. Everyone else takes 18.
With that, you see that the fireball goes off and it explodes. Explodes in the explodes in the air, and knocking before most have time to shield their before the woman has time to shield her eyes, the fireball knocks her back against the wall. She falls limp to the ground. Everybody else takes 18.
Yep.
Everybody else takes seems to look like their arms are starting to blister and burn.
Yeah. And then the guy that rushed forward's action resolves in response to the reaction.
Well, shit.
Of course, you can always make a different choice
Um,
now.
No.
And he
He can't reach Edward.
what this was what he was originally going for, he thinks probably saved his life as he dashes forward to attack Soren with his scimitar. That is a 16 to hit, Soren.
Wait,
I
is it
do
in
not
or
believe
negative?
that hits. It do not hit.
Very nice. It is now the other bandit's turn. And give me just a second here. Okay, I should have whispered that. Brian, it is now your turn.
Why is it that every time I warn somebody about this kind of fight, they decide that they still want to take it? I'm going to walk up about here and take aim at the person who is currently trying to harm my friend. And I'm going to Eldritch Blast them twice.
Okay.
22. Very nice.
22 hits.
For 11 damage.
Looks like it hurts, but he is still standing. But he is
you also
not
get
doing well.
pushed back 10 feet. I already chose my targets. I don't get to Not.
A 20 hits for 10 damage as he gets blown back 10 more.
Mm-hmm.
And he also falls unconscious.
I'm gonna mostly use my bonus action here just to say, look, that's 2 of your members down. You haven't even landed a hit. Please just take care of them and we can talk.
Thorin.
Do they say anything in response?
It's not their turn.
Ugh.
Gotta hold an action.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold an action for 3rd level Moonbeam.
That will burn the slot.
Yep. And it's gonna be for any movement. It's gonna be the same as Edward's. Any movement towards us or any hostility towards us. And it's gonna be centered on, it'll hit all 4
Well, you
or
get
all
to
3
choose
anyway.
when
So.
it's centered after you cast it, right? So you don't have to choose where to cast it
I mean-
until it triggers.
He's right.
Either way.
Still, just take it. Just have it ready. We'll decide what to do if it happens.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think it's worth going into a starry form. No, yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
okay. I'm going to open up this guy's character sheet. Let me see here.
Should probably have Moonbeam open.
Okay, he is. Make a. He appears to be this man here. He appears to be a little taken aback by the quick defeat of 2 of his men, as he bends down to stabilize his companion. Who now is unconscious. But alive. Moonzik, it's your turn. He does not explicitly say anything.
He's going to take a step forward by wind chime. He's literally just going to walk forward. He's not running or anything. He's going to say, we can drop all of this now and we can walk away. If you need help restoring your men, we can even do that as well. We don't want to harm you. And he's gonna take the dodge action. I guess, yeah.
This man, this gruff man with a large beard, looks over at the man from before with the eye patch, and taking his lead, he is going to also stabilize his friend, who is also unconscious. And he as well appears to not want to say too terribly much. Kind of on hold. It is Gregory's turn, who appears to look around frantically at the scene before him, and whispers something to the man with the eye patch, and takes a step through his companions, and puts them up ahead. You see the man with the eye patch kind of shakes his head, and puts his hand in his face, kind of rubbing his eyes. Appearing to think about what his next options are. Windchime.
I want to use thaumaturgy to make the cave rumble like it's gonna collapse.
Okay. Roll me an intimidation check.
Oh man.
Do so at advantage, because I think this is really cool.
It is.
Also, the fireball just went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Advantage.
Holy hell
Okay,
yeah!
absolutely. You you set this off, and everybody feels the cave rumble around them.
Mm-hmm.
You
She
don't
yells,
even
I think it's gonna collapse.
I would venture to say that everybody in the party also thinks that is what's going to happen. The other party looks to be very very afraid, like they want to skedaddle. Edward, the cave is going to collapse due to your fireball.
All right, time to go.
Yep. Oh, time to go. I think it's probably a good idea to get out of here. We should let them through as well. I'm gonna start going the other way, away from the end. Sorry, away from inside deeper the cave, and I'm going to head towards the entrance. You can't see.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to move my token away.
Yeah, absolutely. As you start to dash forward, so does the other people. Each of them seem to pick up their unconscious men, and I guess technically the two who are unconscious is turns first. So technically, Brian.
Well, the cave is about to collapse. I'm gonna grab Windchime because, help your friends get out if it collapses before their turn. And I'm gonna drag her.
I feel like you're throwing shade at me.
I'm gonna drag her as far as I can. It is half movement, but that should still get me behind Edward.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody is taking this action
Yep. We're getting the
to skedaddle.
Leaving.
I
Come on.
do have something I would like to do first.
Okay.
You're gonna blow a raspberry.
Something of the sort.
Called it.
He's gonna turn towards them. Gregory, was it? Maybe we should get lunch sometime. And he's gonna toss a potion of healing. And then turn and leave.
And then just skedaddle.
As
You recognize you just tossed 50 gold at them.
As everybody
potion.
makes their way back down the
Not sending the message.
as everybody makes their way back down and out of the cavern, and after, even in your rush, it only takes you 25 or so minutes to rush out of the cavern. Although, how far you want to travel at speed is up to you.
I laugh at
Being that once you get a little bit further away, Winchai could tell them that it was a ruse.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, close one, guys. We really shouldn't do that anymore. We barely got out of there.
If the cave wasn't going to collapse, it would have been bad
Rolling a
for them.
We're rolling a deception check for wind chime.
So, indulge me. How does the water feel down there? Is it, I don't know, wet?
It's great. You should really come join us.
I'll stay
And
up
I'm
here.
going to use control water to force him to join us by soaking
Water?
him.
Bad guy?
Roll water?
Or shape water. Shape
If
water.
anybody has a +1 to insight or more, you can tell that Windchime seems to be hiding the truth about something, as if she
It was
doesn't look
definitely
like she
about
was
to fall.
actually.
You've been
If I had a
enjoying-
+7, would I be able to tell?
Yes,
You're-
would I be able to tell
Yeah.
what she was lying about?
absolutely.
I'm gonna give her a wink.
Yeah, that was really
Oh, yeah.
scary. Everybody, we certainly were about to die. We shouldn't go into any more caves at all. Nah, I'm just
Oh.
kidding. We probably just shouldn't throw fireballs in them.
Duly
Oh,
noted.
back into the cave?
Sorry.
Oh, not into the cave.
Whoa.
I mean, I still think we should explore caves, but you have some explaining to do about your long lost friend there.
And
happened?
what the hell you were trying to do? What was the goal of that interaction?
You were supposed to pick up on it, but I guess the concerned and awkward faces didn't clue you in.
What were we supposed to pick up on?
Pick up on the fact that
What
you
if this man
charmed
of a
him?
cave and called him your long
The
lost
fact
friend?
that I come around the corner from nowhere with a random person saying they're that my long lost friend that we don't even remember ever meeting. What
Okay.
what did you not pick up
Okay,
on here?
First off, yes, you charmed him. We had not. And clearly he wasn't about to have us go forward. Even
Also,
if he
I
was
would
your
like to
friend.
point out, charming does not artificially supplement memories that don't exist.
Seriously, do we need to go through a Magic 101 course for you on this spell?
Y'all are overthinking this way too much.
I don't know, Brian. Perhaps instead of target practice tonight, Soren could use some remedial lessons.
Look, suggestion is mind control. Charm person is like, yo, you're my friend, and I just gave you a present.
Charm person is just what it's just a good impression. It just removes the burden of having a good impression by just making a good impression. Also, who is that guy?
And what?
Oh, he's
what?
Gregory.
Okay, you had him charmed. You could have asked him any number of questions, and he'd be very likely to help you out as your friend. What questions did you ask him?
You know, honestly,
In the brief moment that you were there, it was mostly conversation about the weather.
Yeah.
That he was just like talking about.
you know,
You mean
honestly,
that-
I don't really remember. How memories fly. Anyway,
I mean,
shouldn't we
if,
be
like,
setting up for
also-
camp?
Can we point out, if you charmed him, I feel like it would be a natural response for them to be immediately hostile towards us right after the charming, given the fact that charm person itself is a spell that notifies the person that you've charmed them after it wears off.
Yeah, but it has a forever duration. That's not what happened. Okay, forever is a bit much. Point.
I think we just fireballed a bunch of questionably innocent people.
Innocent.
Don't know.
They did attack us first.
Yeah.
Questionably.
Yeah, innocent is pretty unlikely.
Innocent is unlikely, but
I don't
Now-
know.
questionably.
Now,
From what I saw in there, I wouldn't call them innocent either.
you saw the inside of all of what? One room? What could they possibly have had in one room?
I saw that cannon, right?
Yeah.
The one in. I mean, they had a giant cannon. If that's not a little concerning, then I don't know what is.
All right, I'll agree with that.
I'll admit, yes, the cannon is mildly alarming.
Also,
So let's assume they are what they very much appear to be, and they are thieves of some kind. You know, the line about us not knowing who we got involved with. You know, all of that. Quick question. What are the likelihood that the otter folk is one of them? Secret
don't
entrance
really think
right
so.
now next to his house in the middle of nowhere.
It didn't look very used from when we went through it.
But he can swim through that channel rather easily. Quite honestly, as I say, it's about a 50-50 chance. I don't think he would, but then again, it could just be a front. His entire home.
Should we go back in there?
I'm gonna
I
go
wouldn't
with
mind going
no.
back in there.
Let's not.
But Gregory's in there.
If we rear our head back in there, they're going to be even more hostile towards us, considering that we just lied to them about their home.
Also,
Hey.
Gregory wants to kill you.
We should
What about it? That's the best part.
probably block off the hole to the cave so they can't get through it.
That's the equivalent of murder. If they
No.
can't-
No,
The channel wasn't very used.
it
No,
I'm
Wasn't
sure they
there
have multiple
multiple-
exits.
yeah.
he also said there was multiple exits. Or, at least he said they should put in doors, plural. So I'm guessing there is at least one other entrance or exit.
Well, one thing I can say is if we could always mark this down on a map and report it to authorities.
That is true.
That
I mean,
would be
it's likely that if their hideout has been found, if they are outlaws of some kind, that they probably would have abandoned this place.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they think they're safe because it just collapsed. Clearly, they haven't been down these tunnels in a while.
Still, even if they've been discovered, they're going to be pressed to leave if they're that worried about it. They're going to be hasty in their packing, and they're going to leave things behind, whether they intend to or not. I think it's worth it to report it to the authorities.
Well, mark it down on the map. Maybe talk to the otter folk about it. Just, give them a heads up. We don't want him being stolen from, right?
Yeah, no, we should definitely tell the otter folk.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, let's tell him.
Tomorrow morning.
Best case scenario is that we let an innocent bystander know and he can defend himself. Or he is one of them and then we outnumber him 5-1.
Oh,
Dark.
I don't want to hurt the little guy.
I don't
He's
know.
Yeah.
so cute.
The intention being that he wouldn't attack us when it's 5-1.
I don't
I mean,
know.
if he is one
Bandits
of
tend to
them,
be a little
I'll probably-
suicidal for some reason.
he'll probably pretend like he doesn't know what we're talking about and then alert his friends if he is one of them.
I'm an excellent judge of character. I don't think that would happen.
Let's go tell him, and then, barring that nothing happens with telling him that, we'll go back up to camp. We'll be a little bit more alert tonight in our watches, but I don't think it'll hurt anything.
Sounds like a plan.
As you
Yes.
guys swim your way to his house in the middle of the night, and give him a sharp knock on the door. You hear his voice say, "Just a moment." There's a small rustle of activity from inside, and you see the small otter folk wrapped up in what appears to be a bathrobe, and and a pair of low-set reading glasses on the bridge of his nose.
Hardened criminal right here.
Looks can be deceiving.
You
Like,
admit
for example,
that
today I
look.
found out that wind chime is a cold-hearted liar.
You
I suppose
lie?
I'll have to keep that in mind. Can I help you with
I'm
anything?
gonna
Is
see what
there
they work.
anything I can do for you?
I'm so sorry. We just were doing some late night exploring around the river. As you do, because you're bored and don't really have anything to do before the night ends. And well, we came across this cave. Have you been down there, perchance?
Not too terribly far. I mean, a few 100 feet or so. It just goes on and on. There's lots of little entrances and ways around here. This whole area used to be a mining operation.
Ah.
Makes sense.
So no, I can't say that I've explored it much.
Well then, I'm dreadfully sorry to inform you that when we explored it, we may have accidentally come across some bandit camp of some sort.
You see his eyes get wide as he grasps at his chest. Oh,
No, they haven't. They've said they haven't been down here in a while, but well, after convincing them that that cavern had it was about to collapse and making our way, we're going to let the authorities know about the cave there. Just let them know what's in it. And just wanted to make sure you were able to keep yourself safe.
oh my! You see, he says, I don't. You see, he's kind of looking a little frantic. As is there any way that we could block it off? I don't want to deal with bandits. Small folk like me, they just push us right over and take what they want.
Mm.
I would like to do an insight check on all of this to see if this is in any way.
Roll me an
if he's
insight check.
All right.
You feel fairly confident that that this guy is telling the truth. But he just simply seems very scared of bandits.
Well, I mean, the only thing I could really do would be, well, I mean, it wouldn't protect you entirely from bandits. We know they're in the area, and they probably have other exits. We could hunt them down for you, but,
I wouldn't mind doing that.
the other option is we could just cave in the entrance on purpose and hope that means they didn't head out this way and let you by. But they'll be in the area regardless, unless we're there to clear them out.
Well, You see here, I don't condone any sort of killing or anything like that. But we're so far away from any like
We can
proper
capture them and bring them
authorities.
into the authorities.
Oh,
Well, tie them up, put them in the back of a cart. Very humane.
That would work. That would work.
Only problem is we don't have a cart. Do you have something that would work in the same manner of speaking?
I mean, it's pretty small, and it's more of a glorified wheelbarrow, but kind of.
I'm gonna clear my voice. I have a floating disc.
Oh, that might work. Sure. Don't need the cart. So, am I to take it that's an official request from you?
Huh. Yes. Get them out of there.
Alright, we'll start first thing in the morning. If they've all cleared out by then, it's likely they've gone to ground elsewhere and won't bother you.
I'm so nervous.
Would you
Just-
like us to stay a little closer to your place? Just make sure they don't come in the night.
Are you guys going to have watches?
Of course. We always do.
Naturally.
That should be enough. You see, he kind of turns back and bids you all a good night, and you hear a whole variety of locks, and even a chair skirting across the ground.
Do you think he's worried?
Incredibly so.
Wouldn't you be worried?
I mean, of course.
Unfortunately, that means we have to go back through the cave-in.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, Don,
Soren?
Who?
Soren. Soren, you saw more of the cave than we did. Can you tell us a layout of what you saw so that we can be prepared?
I'm sorry, you said a way out?
No, the layout
Oh, the
of the cave. Yeah.
I only really saw, like Brian said, I only really saw one room. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I didn't go that far into it, but there is.
Well-
It's I think it's a little separate from that little channel that goes in. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is a little separate.
Like it's a different cave?
More like there's a small wall between it, is what I'm thinking.
Mm.
Again,
Did you see any other doors or like passages in that room?
no, I did not go far enough in.
Mm. Was it like dark, or was there like chairs and things in it?
I'm guessing it was lit up.
Yep.
Yes, it was pretty lit up. They had the place all torched up, and honestly, from what I saw in the little area I did see, it's gonna take a little more than one night for them to get rid of that place. There was a lot in just that one room. I mean, gosh, the one room was just all cooking.
And if what you said is true and that they have a cannon, that alone is going to take all of their efforts and a lot of time.
I wouldn't leave that behind if I were them.
Probably, but we don't know what their priorities are.
Well, if they have a cannon, there's always the very dangerous possibility that it's usable. And in that fight, we didn't actually take any of them down.
I'd say they were just as prepared as we were, which was not at all.
Right, but if we go in there trying to clear them out for the other folk. They will be.
I suppose it all hinges on how operational that cannon is.
We should assume the worst.
Randomly hold the cannon inside of one of their.
Or if we drew the
Find out.
fire.
Shouldn't we investigate just a little bit more?
I mean, I can cast Pass Without Trace, and I can fly above the water. I mean, I could do a double take.
I think we should go together for this time.
Yes.
But first, long rest, and do this in the morning.
I agree.
You're the boss.
I am very much not.
Wait, I thought you were the one that
No,
lets me into the group.
Music.
So you're
He's
not
the
the boss?
You've recommended you to the group. The person who made the decision was Munzik.
Moonzik's the captain of our pirate ship, of course.
So he's the boss.
I knew. I kid.
Uh-huh.
Just wait till you see our pirate ship. It's so cool.
It's not a pirate ship. It's
It's
in
a
fact
former pirate ship.
specifically not a pirate ship. We are not
Anymore.
pirates.
It's not a pirate ship.
Anymore.
And she
Okay.
does the finger.
Oh, okay. I think I got it.
Yeah, the ship. I guess you could say the ship was robbed of that title.
Clever. Anyway.
I do believe it was me and Brian on first watch.
I believe so.
All right.
Okay. As a lot of you begin to bed down for your long rest, Brian and Soren.
Oh.
A 9 perception.
To perceive.
And you, Soren?
It would be an 11.
You have
11.
disadvantage?
I plan on doing something tonight, so yes.
Okay. That makes sense. As you sit down by the fire, listening to the sound of birds chirping.
Soren has a notebook in
Owls.
hand and is doodling in it.
So, Soren, sorry I kind of gave you both barrels there with Edward.
I'm sorry, what? Did you say something?
Yeah. I did. I was apologizing for how harsh I was treating you about not knowing the limitations of your spells.
It's fine. I honestly panicked. Didn't quite know what I was doing either. Just kind of flew with it.
We're gonna have to go back in there.
You don't think it'd work a second time, do you?
No.
Oh, boy. I'd ask him to bake me something. Did I ever get a whiff of what was being cooked in there or no?
It was not. It was uncooked, but it looked nice.
Okay. What he was doing in there, oh, it looked good. I would love to have a slice.
Well, We'll have plenty of time for things like that when we clear it out. I'm just hoping it's not too full of people, and that murder isn't necessary.
I have backup options if that is the case. Nobody will die, trust me. But onto a lighter subject. What do you think of this beautiful place? I think the waterfall is just magnificent. And doesn't it just sound amazing?
Sounds great. I could always send Squishy inside for scouting. I mean, he's bright orange, and he floats through the air, but he is small. I can always call him back to me if he gets caught.
I would never... I'm sorry, I'm talking about Freya. I could never let Freya leave my side. She's always been here with me. If I were to lose her, I could never bear it.
You hear an odd sort of chirping coming from close within your chest from Freya. She's chirping. She does that. That's a thing she does.
I'm gonna pull her out and set her on my lap while using one hand to pet her, while continuing to doodle.
How did you... Right, you don't remember.
Nope. All I know is she just appeared onto my chest one morning. I woke up, and she was right there. She must have wandered her way over to me, and I guess she liked my warmth? I don't know. She's an interesting one.
That's for sure.
Okay. The night continues fairly uneventfully.
Lucky for us, because we were not paying attention.
I love how you made it big.
Is there anything else the two of you would like to do?
Actually, no, I don't have the time.
Soren?
Nope. I don't think I do.
Soren, halfway through your doodling, you hear a familiar voice whispering in your ear, like ringing inside of your head. He says,
Says what?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you cut out.
You're hella cutting out.
He gives a very audible sigh by literally saying the word sigh. Sigh!
What can I do for you?
Well, I was just thinking that, we made that deal, right?
Yes?
Maybe it's such a beautiful night and all. It would be perfect for me to stretch my legs out. Well, your legs out, of course.
You remember the final rule, correct?
I do.
Perhaps tomorrow you'll have your fun, but for tonight, I would like to finish what I'm doing if you don't mind.
Do anything at all. Okay. I'm your body, your decision. Just don't forget about me.
I promise I won't. We did make a deal after all.
As you go back to your doodle.
Take solace in the fact that his memory can't be wiped to forget about her.
Okay. The rest of the night passes, and it's time for the second watch, that of Cheem and Edward.
I'm gonna have Cole like circle the area so that I can focus on talking without needing to focus on talking. Sorry, without needing to focus on, like, perceiving things too much.
Talking without needing to focus on talking. Thanks.
What? Without just without needing to focus on, like, just so I can have like my full attention on the conversation.
I was fucking with you.
So, roll me a perception check.
Perception check with Cole's stat block. I gotta open up Cole's character sheet, and I gotta hit perception. That's boom. What do we got? 20.
Very nice.
That's very good.
Okay. As Cole begins his rounds, circling above, you settle down in for a conversation.
Oh, that was a hectic day, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, it didn't start out... It was more of a hectic evening. The day was nice. It was really nice to
the fishing was
and look out over the rolling hills.
Yeah, it was a great start, but I can't seem to shake... What would a bunch of people that are clearly armed be doing inside of a cave under a waterfall? With a cannon. With a cannon.
First thing is they're running from the law, and that's a last-ditch defense. Or maybe frontline defense.
It's a cannon. That's a siege weapon. There's not a castle to be... There's not a castle for many, many kilometers from here.
Do you know that?
Well, I mean, I would assume that.
But do you know?
No, but why would they need a siege weapon in the middle of a cave?
Perhaps that was a castle or some sort of fortress in the middle of the forest. Maybe there's just enough forest left for the trees to cover it, and no one's the better.
That's very odd. I've been thinking more and more recently, but...
What about?
Are our actions morally and objectively good?
How do you mean?
Aside from the very, very clearly, obviously suspicious circumstances we found those people, we provoked an attack of sorts by charming them. And then afterwards, we knocked 2 of their people unconscious. We don't even know if they're dead or not. Regardless of whether or not they were unscrupulous figures, were we taking the right course of action by being right in this scenario?
When it comes to self-defense, right and wrong tends to get blurred and grayed out. I don't know what their allegiances are. I don't know what their idea of us was. Actually, I take that back. they saw us as intruders. And whether they were just defending themselves, or whether they thought we were coming for their business, or whatever it may be that they were trying to drive us away from, they saw us as a threat and were trying to take care of us.
I mean, then I suppose self-defense works in both ways. I fireballed a poor lad, and they were exhibiting their practice of self-defense when we barged in on their cave. I've been thinking, does the means of self-defense, is the act of ensuring one's self-survival in itself justifiable for morally reprehensible actions that in itself would not be tolerated, even if not under self-defense? Is self-defense a viable reason for justifying courses of actions that we have taken today?
I'm not sure if I have the capacity to answer that, but I think you worry too much sometimes.
Well, I'm worried about who we might become if we're not conscious of our own actions.
Well,
It's been a problem that's been nagging at me ever since Captain Three Earrings passed away. Directly due to our faults, of course.
the way I see it, going into that cave would have been... going into that cave is the same as going into the cave that had the Balhanath. We knew that we would be exploring an unknown, uncharted area, and we take on any risk and responsibility that we run into whilst exploring. It happens to everyone. And yes, our self-defense was justifiable. We, excluding Soren, and I don't want to talk bad of Soren, but
I mean, even if we were to talk about Soren, his actions may be a catalyst of sorts, but it's still not a morally justifiable reason to exonerate any of us from the actions that we took.
We did tell them that we want to talk. We don't want to fight. We can just drop it and walk away. If they knew that they could have left everything. They could have left everything, and they wouldn't have taken any damage. We wouldn't have taken any responsibility.
I suppose so, but I guess I'm looking at this in a different outlook, where I suppose it's not Soren's actions that have forced us to take courses of action that would cause certain actions like this. I feel like in this scenario, it's more so Soren's actions were a medium that allowed us to reveal our nature, our nature itself, on our natural response towards this. And our response was to be violent, and, well, you know what happened.
Our response was not to be violent. We said that we tried peace first. You were prepared in case there was an attack, and an attack there was. Even if he had not rushed forward completely to Soren yet, you knew he was coming. And even the fireball didn't stop him from trying to attack Soren. I think what we did was justifiable. It was a split decision that just about anyone would have made.
I suppose so. Well, thank you for at least alleviating a little bit of this burden of my consciousness.
Of course. I know how heavy a conscience can weigh on one person.
I imagine you would know that weight far better than most.
Hmm. Having this persona as well as Captain Theory earrings under my belt, I often think about what's right and wrong to do with these disguises.
I suppose so. Not just Captain Three Earrings, but I firmly believe that every identity you appropriate for yourself is another entire person where you've assimilated at least even a fragment of them, including their guilts, desires, dreams, and, well, mostly guilt, I would say, in this context of a conversation.
Moonzy kind of stops for a second, and he kind of rubs his chin for a moment and looks off in the distance. And he comes back and he says, "While um, the only two personas I've appropriated were Cheem and Captain Three Earrings. The rest I've made, and even so, there is a certain personality I have to play along with those, not just my own. In the public eye."
I suppose so. That still doesn't detract from, at least that still doesn't detract from the fact that you carry the burden of three. So, well, burden of three souls.
That is true. And even so, the personalities, I basically have to alter myself to be undetected.
So then how much of yourself do you think is left after all the acting is over?
That's a question I've never been asked before. I've never asked myself that. I don't know.
Do you think a concept of you still exists after all of that?
I do. I can't. I can't really describe how. Right now, at least. But my past has made it to where I do seek justice for the greedy, for people who misuse power. The people who look down on citizens.
Well, I guess the more I talk with you, the more I learn about how little I know about you. And that's the amazing thing, is that there's so much of you to know. If you ever do feel like you ever will lose sight of who you are, or whatnot, at least remember this conversation as a reminder of the fact that you will still always exist, buried underneath the many faces that you bear.
Out of curiosity, what's Edward's passive perception again?
Passive perception or passive insight?
Passive perception.
Passive perception. 14.
I'm attempting a stealth roll. This isn't going to include the... Oh, no, that's the glove bonus. Never mind. Yeah, I'm going to do a stealth roll. As Moonzik mutters something under his breath.
Okay. You Edward, you have a hard time distinguishing what he said. In fact, you barely even think he was talking to you.
Pay me no mind, just an old man's mutterings. He gives a smile.
I suppose. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I think the most vocally out of most of us here, at least.
Well, enough about me for a little bit. What about you, Edward? I know we've talked at least a little bit about that excursion, but enough about that as well. What do you think? What do you think is going on with your parents? Any thoughts about?
I'm not actually sure. I was thinking before I go to bed that I would try casting Sending on them.
Do you want to do that now while I'm here with you?
You know what? I think I would. Did we, like, is this entire watch not considered, like, heavy activity? Did we get, like, can I basically get a short rest to recover a 3rd level spell slot?
Sure. I mean, it's chill. Yeah.
Alright, Sending.
Mom or Dad?
Let me pop that. I gotta open my character sheet and then pop it in chat again. So you're the DM, you get to make a roll in secret since let me think here. Sending.
I got it.
So the spell enables creatures of intelligence Alright, here's the message in your mind. Sender knows it's you. 25 words or less. I gotta... Alright, gotta make these 25 words count. First one is going to be sent to my mom. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the greetings and all that. Mom, where are you? I am doing well. Let me think here. I got a word count open, by the way. So I'm just typing in a message and
Sometimes I think it works best if you just go with your gut. That's coming from me.
Where are you? I'm doing well and searching for you. I have a group of friends now to explore and help me find... And then it cuts off. Do I get a response?
We are going to go on break.
Okay. That was abrupt.
Oh,
Like
son
the end
of a
of the-
bitch.
I wanted to give a big thank you to
Hold on. Hold on. You're very, very muffled.
Okay.
That sounds better.
Wanted to give a big thank you to Describe today for providing us this wonderful soundtrack that you are hearing, and also a big thank you to particularly Michael Gelfi, who's the composer for nearly everything you heard. Otherwise, we're going to pick back up with the results of the sending to Edward's parents here in half an hour.
Thank you all so much for watching. We will be back with part 2 shortly. We'll see you then.
Yay! Part